On the line, Brigadier. How much do we know by 8 o'clock this evening?
Well, at this stage, there's been, as you rightfully said in your intro, that the police are following up on several leads, but of course, which leads we can't make public at this stage because it will potentially hamper the investigation. Of course, the incident this morning having happened at the airport is rather unfortunate, but I want to, reassure the listeners as well as the viewers that the authorities are doing everything in its powers, including the SAPS, AXA security, the airport, Cape Town International Airport security, to ensure there isn't a repetition of this kind of incident. In the meantime, I also want to say that this particular area where this incident happened is not an access-controlled area. It's open to anybody and everybody. It's just a pick-up and a drop-off point for passengers. There's no screening for people carrying arms and ammunition and so on and so forth. So, the security is not like it is in the national key point section of the airport where there's proper access control. So as far as the investigation is concerned, I can assure you, like it happened 2 weeks ago in Sandton, where a group of delegates were robbed. Detectives worked tirelessly around the clock and eventually tracked and arrested the suspect. The same will be done here as well. The forensic experts, investigators, were all at the scene this morning, combing the scene, interviewing possible witnesses and so forth, in an effort to try and establish exactly who was responsible for this shooting this morning at the airport.
All right, catching the perpetrators is one part of the story of policing, but prevention is what citizens would like to see more of, and there's probably people making up their mind whether they should come here on holiday, and they've seen now 2 incidents at 2 international airports. They must be thinking, do I still come? How can you prevent this, Brigadier?
Well, I have to say that these incidents, when you say 2 incidents at 2 airports, I'm trying to wrap my head around the second incident.
Well,
but these incidents are sporadic. It's not a daily occurrence at the airports per se. And of course, as I said, after the incident this morning, security has been heightened. There's stricter control measures being implemented. We've started a pilot project at OR Tambo International Airport. We've already started to roll out this particular project at all ports of entry, particularly the major ports of entry, that's including your air, land, and seaports. Cape Town International is one of them. So that process is going to be sped up to intensify the security there, particularly to ensure the safety of travelers between provinces as well as our international visitors.
What can you tell us about reports that we're getting that a robbery took place at Vanderboom Airport today and that foreign currency was stolen?
Yes, there was a robbery on an individual that went to the airport to pick up a parcel. Nobody but the person who picked up the parcel at this point, as well as, of course, the robbers, knew what the contents were. So it was a person-on-person robbery. It wasn't a heist as it was being portrayed or projected in the media. And of course, that also is being investigated. So, yeah, that's what happened there.
Yeah, but again, security at airports, Brigadier.
I beg your pardon?
I said, again, security at airports is what's coming into question.
As I indicated to you, after implementing the pilot project at OR Tambo International Airport, the minister himself personally went to OR Tambo International Airport together with top management of police to ensure that we establish an integrated security approach at all the airports, and this project is being rolled out currently at our airports.
All right, so I suppose...
And at the same time, if I can just take this opportunity as well, we want to discourage people. When we launched the festive season operation on the 13th of October this year, we were vigorously educating people about transporting cash, drawing large sums of money, exchanging large amounts of money, because that is attracting criminality. The incident at Vanderboom Airport happened because a single person without proper security went to collect a parcel full of foreign currency. That could have been averted, had the person or if people can adhere to the precautions that we are putting out there.
All right, and just one final question, taking us back to Cape Town. I believe that this shooting was against a known gang person, and this was his third attempt in his life this year. I mean, it seems that there's some very determined people after him.
We did not confirm the identity of the individual for very good reasons. We also haven't established the motive. Remember, the motive of a crime is critical in terms of the success of the investigation. So we are exploring all avenues. We're not restricting ourselves to one particular conversation or one particular narrative. We are exploring all possibilities. And once we know exactly what the motive was for this incident, and then that will help us possibly to successfully investigate this case. So we don't really want to allow ourselves to be engaged on a specific narrative because or a conversation because people are based purely on assumption. We want to base it on facts, and I think it's critical for the investigation that we as the authorities that are investigating this case do it that way.
Brigadier Vishnu Naidoo, thank you very much indeed for sharing your thoughts with us this evening. Francis?